are in listen-only mode.
Hi Natasha, good evening. So this is the webinar tool that I was talking about, and this is the tool. You can raise your hand, and you can write in the question, the chat that we can do through question answering, and uh, at times I can also unmute you if you want to speak like in between. So basically, I wanted you to try that handout first, and then maybe we could take this ahead, because otherwise I have no idea how much you are comfortable with whatever things. First of all, please acknowledge this text so that I understand that you are online and you are able to listen to me. Great, great, great. Okay, so about fractions and decimals. There is a little bit of theory, and mostly then there is problem solving. There are tricks to solve questions, word problems basically. So I'll take all that into account today. So first the first about the various kinds of fractions that we have. So you have to understand that our number line is not divided into two but in four parts. Things between this region, -1 to 1, right? All the numbers, all the numbers except 0, they are called proper fractions. Now this is a term that GRE or GMAT will never use, but we use it in our schooling. So proper fractions are what? If mathematically I have to define, so x by y is a proper fraction if it is between 1 and -1, right? Or in simpler terms, like unofficially you can understand, any number starting with 0 point something, plus or minus, doesn't matter, is a proper fraction. 0.1, 0.2, 0.999, 0.25, any such fraction is a proper fraction. Or the denominator is greater than the numerator, also written as absolute value of x upon y is less than 1. So this are all same. Okay, now why I am stressing so much about proper fractions is because they behave differently. So if you take a number which is a proper fraction, say even if it is 0.9, there are a couple of things that you should know. So if you multiply 0.9 to something, right, the result becomes smaller. So you multiply 0.9 to 100, it becomes 90. 90 is smaller than 100, obviously. right? Even if you multiply zero point 0.9 to zero point 0.2, the result will be less than zero point 0.2, right? So proper fraction when multiplied to some positive number always decreases it. Okay. Secondly, so a square of zero point 0.9 is 0.81, which is less than this, the number itself. Cube of zero point 0.9 is even smaller, and so on, right? So if x is a proper fraction, then x square is greater than x cube, right? So something like this. So एक तो proper fraction के ऊपर बहुत questions पूछे जाते हैं, in the quant com kind of questions, where you can pick any value you wish. So once please try proper fractions also, right? So this is one thing. So if you wish to note down something, please do that and let me know. I'll move ahead. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So ठीक है. Okay, next thing is the place value. If there is a number 325.468, as you wish, you can note down while I am writing these things, because I also take quite some time writing this, because writing on this with a digital pen is not as convenient as writing on the notebook. So you have a lot of time while that also. Or if you want to concentrate, you just concentrate over there then, and ask me for time while you note it down. So okay, so if there is this number 325.468. Okay, so you know that this is called units place or ones. This is called tens place, and this is called the hundreds place. What is this place called? This is called tenth. Please see the S and the TH over here. This is not tenths, this is tenth, right? Now the logic. Tenth as in 1/10 is written as this, and when you divide 1 by 10, you get 0.1. 2/10 is 0.2. 3/10 are 0.3, and so on. So only when you divide a single digit integer by 10, you get one place after decimal. Similarly, the 6 is not hundreds, it's hundredth. So when you divide a number by 100, you get it on the second place after decimal, right? So this is the logic, this is the reason why they are called tens and tenth at different places. Okay, so this is just a knowledge that you should have. Then they ask you different questions on this. So the digit at the ones place is greater than the digit when you get digit at the hundreds place after you multiply the number by 10, blah blah blah. So all those things, so you should just know these terms. Okay. uh, Now I think is the time to start getting the questions, because it's the questions only which get us to understand uh, the different ways of solving them, right? The untraditional ways, the innovative ways of getting the answers to those questions, and the other small things that we need to discuss. So give me a second till then I get you the question. Sorry, the internet is a little slow on my side. Actually, I'm uh, running it by phone data, so that's why. Okay, so here comes the first question. Wait a second. Yeah, here it is. So these are random word problems. No, no, not all the numbers after plus minus. 0 point something. has to be any number which is 0 point something. So obviously it is less than 1. If a number is 0 point something, it's got to be less than 1. Okay, try this and let me know. You can see the question, right? On a certain day, the orangeade. Okay, you're trying it or you directly want me to solve it? Ah, please do that. Okay, so let's see. So you are using variables. So everybody does use variables, right? So that is the thing. Everybody uses variables and then gets lost in the big problem. Okay, okay, let us see. So they say that there are 2 days. So orangeade was made by mixing orange juice with water. So first day the concentration was 50-50%. The second day it was a little more dilute because double the water was added. Then at the last they say that they eventually get revenue per glass. They sell it in glasses. Okay, so that gives me an idea कि चलो ऐसा करते हैं. Suppose day one he mixed uh, orange juice and water. So one glass each. Give me a second, please. Okay. So they say that first day orange juice and water were mixed in equal proportion. So I take them one glass each. Okay. So we make a total of two glasses. Okay. So orangeade was sold at 60 cents per glass. $0.6 is 60 cents per glass. So the revenue on day one was 60 cents into two glasses. That is $1.2, isn't it? So according to my calculation, I took one glass each. That's what they said. And I prepared two glasses. I sold two glasses. I got $1.2. Next is they say day two. Day two they mixed one glass of orange juice and two glasses of water, making three glasses altogether. Three glasses altogether. And selling these three glasses, they get the same revenue. That is $1.2. $1.2 is 120 cents. So now 120 cents received from three glasses. What do you think is the revenue per glass, price per glass, right? And this way, no variable was required, right? And the question becomes simpler, right? All you had to do was to understand the question well. No variable is required. Most of the cases, no variable is required. Fine. Were you able to get it? Ask me whatever you wish to. Sure, sure, sure. I can, I can. So they say that the first day, certain amount of orange juice was mixed with an equal amount of water. In the end, they are selling it in glasses. So what I did, I assumed that first day they mixed one glass of orange juice with one glass of water. So in this way, they get no ratio. See, these are the terms that you have to be very clear with. So when they say amount, it has to be in liters, grams, pounds, ounces maybe, and kgs or something. Ratio or proportion or fraction. These are the terms used for ratio and proportion and fraction. Okay. So if this was only the problem and the rest of the written work you have understood, then we can go ahead, or if you wish, I can repeat it, the entire thing again. Tell me. Okay. 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 Sure. 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 So since they said certain amount of orange juice with an equal amount of water, that amount was unknown. So we took advantage of this situation and we took the amounts in glasses. So he took one glass of orange juice and equal amounts of one glass of water too. Hence he prepared two glasses of orangeade and he sold it at 60 cents per glass. Right? So 60 cents per glass was the rate first day. Right? So first day $1.2 because I have only two glasses. I sold it at 60 paisa, 60 cents. So $1.2. The same revenue is there for the second day also. They clearly mentioned that the revenue from selling the orangeade was the same for both the days. So नेक्स्ट डे भी हमने $1.2 ले लिया और उन्होंने बोला था कि डबल पानी लेना है. So I mixed one glass of orange juice with two glasses of water. So this way I prepared three glasses, but I have to receive the same revenue, which is $1.2. So it has to be 40 cents each. Cool. Okay. So कहने के लिए decimal या ratio just because $0.6 was given, so it is given in the ratio ratio or fraction uh, section, but it is a generic question. It's a word problem, and the story governs it all. Okay, so I am taking questions of this level. A couple of questions we'll do. If you find them difficult, we can change the level of the questions. Okay, and can go from basic. Okay, let's see this. All right, so there is a correction in this. It is not 16341634. It is 16 whole number 3 by 4 pounds. Let me write it. Sorry, the fraction part it failed to copy. Let me write 16 whole number 3 by 4. Okay. This is also not 1414, it is 1 by 4. Now, this question is nothing. It's just basic calculation. Yeah, E is correct. Absolutely. So you had to calculate the entire amount of dry fruits and then divide it by 1 by 4. That's it. But how conveniently could you do that? That was the point. So, okay. So not telling you what to do in the question, just telling you how to do, how I would do this question. So point number one that you can take from here is that 16 whole number 3 by 4 can also be written as 16 plus 3 by 4. Why am I saying that? Because otherwise you would do the same old thing that we are taught in school, that 16 whole number 3 by 4, you multiply 16 by 4, then you add 3, then you get the number, then upon 4, blah blah blah. So if not that, 16 plus 3 by 4 pounds, and so you have to multiply this by 12, right? And divide this entire thing by 1 by 4. This is what you are supposed to do. So basically what you are going to do is practically 4 into 12 into 16 plus 3 by 4. अब ये काम आप जितनी कन्वीनियंटली कर सकते हैं उतना अच्छा है. तो एक काम करते हैं, 12 बाहर रहने देते हैं, 4 को अंदर ले जाते हैं. So 16 becomes 64 and 3 by 4 becomes 3. So basically you have to do 67 into 12. Now 67 into 12 is not going to be 50 or 64 or 67. Okay. And the unit digit, you do not have to multiply either. 7 into 2, the unit digit is going to be 4. There is only one such option out of the leftovers. So 804 becomes the answer. Why divided by 1 by 4? How else are you going to get the answer? Because they are selling it, or they are dividing it individual bags, each containing 1 by 4 pounds. So the entire stuff that they are dividing it in small packets of 1 by 4 pounds each. So you have to divide the entire quantity by 1 by 4, right? Ah, okay. So question you could already do. What I just did was to tell you my perspective on this. ठीक है. एक और देखिए तब तक. I'll just copy it. All right, one more. Right. You got the right answer. But I would want to know how. Okay. Before that, let me tell you how I would see this question, how I would do this question. So, correct. So, Carol spends one fourth of her savings. So, savings has to be a number which has to be divisible by 4 first, and then one third than the stereo. So, one third of one fourth. So, exactly. Let me take the savings as $12. Right. That's a perfect. So, you did it right. Okay. No point explaining it further. So, let me take another question till then. Okay. Till I find more questions from the source. Let me tell you one question from my side. So there are 4 containers, identical. I'll try to make them look identical, but otherwise you have to just take the question on the face value. Okay, so there are 4 containers. Each is 1 pound capacity. So each container is 1 pound capacity. Okay, so first container is 1/3 full. Second container is 1/6 full. Third container is 1/9 full, and fourth container is 1/18 full of milk. Okay, so 1/3 of a pound, 1/6 of a pound, 1/9 of a pound, 1/18 of a pound. So what if now the question is after this? So this is 1/3 full, this is 1/6 full, this is 1/9 full, and this is 1/18th full. Okay, after this stage, how much quantity of milk or of water, whatever, is needed for the all the 4 jars combined if you wish to fill them each up to the brim? So quantity in pounds that's required to fill them all up to the brim. This is also an easy question. Yeah, so what will it become? 2 by 3 plus 5 by 6 plus 8 by 9 plus 17 by 18. Yeah, so that's the typical part, right? Taking the LCM and then solving it. It doesn't come that naturally, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so my suggestion in this is how good would it be if the number used for the capacity of each jar, which is 1 pound, what if it was such a number which was divisible by 3 also, 6 also, 9 also, 18 also? In that case, none of the jars would have a number in fraction, isn't it? So let us do one thing. Let us multiply the capacity of jar by 18. This way, we'll not get any decimal in the picture, any fraction in the picture. So we have 18 pounds jar. So 1 by third of 18 is 6 pounds. 1 by 6 of 18, 1 by 9 of 18, 1 by 18 of 18. So we already have these quantities which make it 12 pounds. And 18, 18, 18, 18 four times I had a total of 72 pounds. Required quantity out of 72 I already have 12, so I require 60. Now 60 should have been my answer had each jar originally been 18 pounds. लेकिन मैंने तो 18 से मल्टीप्लाई किया था, तब जो आंसर आया है गलती सुधारते हुए उसको 18 से डिवाइड कर देते हैं, आंसर आ जाएगा. तो 60 by 18 becomes the answer. This way we got the answer as a fraction as required, but in the entire process we did not deal with fractions, isn't it? हाँ, आंसर फ्रैक्शन में आना था और फ्रैक्शन में आया, लेकिन हमने कभी फ्रैक्शन में डील नहीं किया. फ्रैक्शन एलसीएम और ये सब लेना, ये सबसे बच गए. Okay, now looking at your question. So you sent me this question. Two identical pies are cut into a total of 16 parts, equal parts. Okay. If each part is then split equally among three people, what fraction of a pie does each person receive? Okay. Okay. So two pies, 16 parts, then three parts of each part. So what do we do here? So let me take one pie to be of 16 into 3, 48 pounds. 48 pounds or 48 units, whatever unit you wish. I'm taking it as 48 pounds, right? So we have two pies. So we have 96 pounds. So 96 was divided into 16 equal parts. Each part would then be of 6 pounds because 96 has been divided into 6 parts. Sorry, 16 equal parts. And then each part was divided into three persons equally. So one person gets 2 pounds. 48 is actually 16 into 3. So the same thing, they are first dividing into 16 equal parts. Then each part they are dividing into 3 equal parts. So to be on the safer side, what I did, I multiplied 16 and 3 and I started with that number. तो अभी 16 से डिवाइड करना हो या 3 से डिवाइड करना हो, दोनों से डिवाइड हो जाएगा, वो कोई टेंशन वाली बात नहीं. So one person gets 2 pounds, राइट. अभी 2 pounds जो है वो एक पाई का कितना फ्रैक्शन है ऐसा पूछ रहे हैं, राइट. So 1 pi is 48, one person is 2 pounds, so 2 pounds over 48 is what our answer is going to be. I repeat, in the question they said what fraction of a pi does each person receive? What fraction of a pi? And 1 pi is 48. So 2 of 48. So 1 upon 24 becomes the answer. Hope you get it. Okay, the next question sent by you was this. Which of the following fractions has the greatest value? And the fractions given are like this. Alright. Okay. So in these questions, the maximum what works the most is observation. Okay, so observation tells you that denominator of each number over here in the 5 options has numbers which are made up of only 2 and 5 in different powers, isn't it? 2 and 5 in different powers. So let me give me a second, please. All right. So let me copy these numbers and in a different way. So 16 is made up of 2. So 16 is 2 to the power 4, and 16 square will be 2 to the power 8. So the first option I am writing is 7 over 2 to the power 8 into 5 square. चलेगा ऐसे? Okay. Next number is 5 upon 2 to the power 5, 5 to the power 4. Okay. Third number is 30 over 2 to the power 9. 512 is 2 to the power 9 and 5 cube. ठीक है. Fourth number is 5 upon 2 to the power 12 into 5. Okay. And fifth number is 4 over 2 to the power 11 into 5 square. Okay. So my writing was slow because writing through the pad is difficult. Okay. So don't mind that. So this is it. Now, when we have to compare the fractions, we are told the easiest way of doing it is either make all the denominators same all the numerators same. तो देखिए यहाँ पर क्या करना आसान है आपके लिए. न्यूमरेटर सेम करने के लिए तो 7, 34 सब लाना पड़ेगा. So the LCM of 7 and 5 and 4 and 30 would be like 16 to 7, 420. So to make 420 हमें बड़े अजीब अजीब नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, वो बड़ा रिस्की काम हो जाएगा. So what do we do here? We see the denominators have 2 and 5 only. इसका फायदा उठाते हैं. ओके, सो 5 की हम देख रहे हैं ज्यादा से ज्यादा जो है वो डिनोमिनेटर में 5 क्यूब है. Okay, now here you can see 5 to the power 4, but actually it is 5 cube only because numerator also have a 5. So let's do this. So each fraction will make 5 cube in the denominator, and 2 की जो highest power दिख रही है वो है 2 to the power 12. So we will try to make 2 to the power 12 everywhere and 5 to the power 3 everywhere in each option. So in the first option एक 5 और 2 to the power 4 missing. So 7 into 2 to the power 4 into 5 ये मिसिंग है. इसके बाद डिनोमिनेटर की जगह मैं d लिख रहा हूं. I don't want to write the entire thing again and again. d is supposed to be 2 to the power 12 into 5 cube. ओके, अच्छा, तो इससे क्या होगा, हमें सिर्फ न्यूमरेटर्स कंपेयर करने होंगे. d में we already have a 5 cube in the denominator. I need 2 cube ऊपर नीचे. So 30 into 2 cube divided by d. C option. So C option, I already have 5 cube in the denominator. I have 2 to the power 5. तो नीचे d लिखने के लिए all I need is 2 to the power 7 in the numerator. Fourth option, I have 5 की power 1 या 5 की power 0 मानिए, तो 5 क्यूब चाहिए मुझे ऊपर और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Divide by d. And last option is, so I need a 2 and a 5 both. So 4 into 2 and 5 upon d. अब न्यूमरेटर्स देख लेते हैं. ए का न्यूमरेटर तो बहुत लंबा नंबर बना. 16 into 5 is 80, 80 into 7 is 560 upon d. Second option is 240 upon d, so definitely this is not the largest. Third option is just 8 upon d, very small. Fourth option is 125 upon d, very small. And fifth option is also small. So first option clearly becomes the winner, clearly becomes the answer. तो ये थोड़ा करने में, लिखने में टाइम ज्यादा लगा, लेकिन अगर आपको आइडिया समझ में आ गया है तो ये एक्चुअली करने में बहुत कम टाइम लगेगा. ओके, ठीक है. Okay, the next question that you gave was all the numbers used are given number. You are not required to reduce the fraction. For example, if the answer is 1 by 4, you may enter. Okay. All numbers used are real numbers. All figures are assumed to lie in a plane unless otherwise indicated. Geometrical figures are not necessary. अच्छा, ये सब तो instruction है. Okay. So we only have to find the value of 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 plus 3 by 4 plus 4 by 5 plus 5 by 6. Okay. So had there been options? Okay. Shortest way to take LCM. Okay. ठीक है, तो इस पे मैं आपको कुछ थ्योरी पॉइंट्स बता देता हूँ. सो देयर आर थ्री केसेस व्हेन यू टेक एलसीएम ऑफ two numbers. Okay, all the three cases you would like to know. First case is like the two numbers are such that one number is a factor of the other number. So 4 है, 4 के टेबल में ही 12 आता है. Okay, so once you recognize that one of the numbers itself is a factor of the other number, then you do nothing, just tag the smaller number as HCF and the larger number as LCM. तो बड़ा वाला number ही LCM होगा. Okay. Second case is directly opposite. You have the two numbers which have nothing in common. कुछ भी common नहीं है. In this case, simple. HCF is 1 and LCM is their product. And the third case, half of the first and half of the second. कुछ common है भी, कुछ common नहीं भी. So in this case, what we do? So HCF is generally their difference. Generally, I'm not saying always. Okay. So like here it works. HCF is their difference. Difference is 2. ठीक है, तो आपको क्या करना है, subtract करके देख लेना है. And if you get fairly small number, most probably it is the HCF. Just divide it. Divide both the numbers by that number. आपने डिफरेंस लिया और वो दोनों को डिवाइड कर रहा है तो 100% वही HCF है. राइट. अब मान लीजिए डिफरेंस आ जाता 4. अभी 6 तो डिवाइड हो नहीं रहा है 4 से, लेकिन 8 हो रहा है. तो 4 का ही अगला फैक्टर जो है दैट इज 2 वुड हैव बिकम द HCF. तो ये धीरे धीरे करते आ जाएगा. सो एनीवे, व्हाटएवर वे यू फाइंड HCF, इट्स योर कॉल. HCF आपने निकाल लिया. नाउ LCM इज द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द टू नंबर्स डिवाइडेड बाय द HCF. ठीक है, वैसे मैं इसको ऐसे करता हूं कि recite the table of the bigger number to the extent that smaller number starts dividing it. So जैसे 8 ones are 8. So 6 does not divide 8. Now 8 twos are 16. But 6 does not divide 16. Now 8 threes are 24. Now 6 divides 24. So 24 becomes the LCM. I do it like this. So now the concern is, अभी LCM जो निकालना था हमें 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now point number 1, you have 5 and 6. इनका तो LCM इनका प्रोडक्ट ही होगा, because in case of consecutive integers the product is the LCM always. So 30 आ चुका है. Now just check, does 2 divide 30? Yes. Does 3 divide 30? Yes. Does 4 divide 30? No. तो अभी 30 का टेबल पढ़िए जब तक 4 डिवाइड नहीं करने लगता है. So 30 is not divisible by 4. 60 is divisible by 4. Yes. So 60 becomes the LCM. Right. So even if there are more than two numbers, you can break them in parts, make them in pairs, and you can go ahead. Right, Natasha? So I think we get an idea that we must take numbers. We should try to avoid the fractions, decimals. We should try to deal with numbers. Right, तो ये जितने भी fraction के questions हैं, ratio also has certain shortcuts, but very much related to fractions. आपको थोड़ा सा proper fraction के बारे में बताया. कम questions आते हैं. Mostly questions nahi aate hain. It's just like in the quantitative comparison questions, you have to remember that proper fractions can also be taken. Just in case they do not mention, they just mention that x is positive. अभी positive में तो 0.1 भी हो सकता है और 1.1 भी हो सकता है. दोनों cases में treatment अलग अलग करेगा number. So वो बस याद रखने वाली बात है. Then place values, sometimes there are questions on place values. And then there are all word problems. Word problems में try to avoid fractions, try to avoid decimals, try to take numbers in place. And any number is okay, right? Slowly and gradually you will understand. Slowly से मेरा मतलब है in like 10 questions, 20 questions, you'll understand what number to take. Okay, so I think that would be it. अभी इस पर रोकता हूँ मैं. And I would like you to try the questions. You have got a fair idea कि how do I take it. I do not wish to deal with algebra unless it is undeniable. वो सिचुएशन आ जाती है तो अलग बात है, वरना मैं पूरी कोशिश करता हूँ फ्रैक्शन से दूर रहने की, डेसिमल से दूर रहने की, algebra xy से दूर रहने की. I take the maximum possible advantage of the options, the numbers that I can put in place of x and y and get the answer. So इन चीजों को ध्यान में रख के the handout that I have sent you, try to solve it. We'll discuss most of the questions as doubts as you will have very soon. तो वो क्वेश्चन ट्राई करिए, फ्रैक्शन डेसिमल के क्वेश्चंस यू कैन ट्राई फ्रॉम द सोर्स दैट यू हैव. Or if you feel that there are less questions with you, just let me know. I'll tell you the source where you can find like n number of questions. So with this, let's call it a day and you start working, and we'll meet again soon. Fine. So ठीक है, till then let's keep working, and we'll decide on the next meeting very soon. Take care.